Alright, hello YouTube, my name is Captain Zeus, and today we're bringing you folks another video. And in this video we're going to be going over what happened in the week 1 of the North American LCS Super Week. Some crazy things happened, some teams are in places that I didn't think they were going to be, and there's just a whole bunch of chaos all over the place. So we're going to go over briefly what happened in week 1, and then we're going to get right into my predictions for week 2, who's going to be where, standings, and everything. Alright, so hope you guys enjoy.
It's just like probably one of the most one-sided matches I've ever been in my competitive career, and definitely not something I'm looking to repeat again.
I'd like to take most of the blame for the Battle of the Atlantic loss.
In 2014, they will rise up.
Can you get away again? One more. Oh! Really needed, but half HP. Scara going in high, dangerously low. Jump to the shield. Flash body slam by Scara.
First team to take down Cloud High. Kiwi Kid.
Right now we're just focusing on winning an LCS. Everything is for Worlds.
The lineup changes are definitely going to have a positive impact on the team.
My lane should pretty much be over. Like, I should be able to carry the game.
I don't think I've ever seen him lose his lane.
Alright, so currently right now the standings are TSM and Cloud9 both tied for first place. And then after that there is a 4-way tie for third with CLG, Curse, Coast, and Dignitas, amazingly, all tied for third. And then both tied for last is going to be XDG and EG Gaming. Alright, and with no shocker, TSM and Cloud9 are both at the top of the standings. TSM only dropped one game to Cloud9, which was pretty amazing that Cloud9 put out a Teemo. I don't think anyone saw that coming. I didn't see that coming, and that Teemo just controlled the map very well. Once Cloud9 got ahead, TSM had no chance of getting back because Teemo just had shrooms all over the map, dominated all the vision, and there was no way for them to really get back into the game after that. So excellent play from Cloud9 to get the first place, well, tied with first place spot with TSM. Alright, so currently in third place right now, there's a 4-way tie between the teams. First team I'll talk about is going to be CLG. Now, CLG, I expected them to go 2-2, but what I did not expect was for Hotshot GG to come out of retirement and to play in the LCS. Like, that blew my mind when I heard he was coming out of retirement, because the level of play in the LCS has gotten so much higher and so much harder since he was last playing. So I was amazed that Hotshot GG was coming out of retirement to play this game. And he actually did pretty well. You know, he didn't have the best game every game, but he did pretty well considering that he hasn't been in that pro scene for a little bit of time. So big thumbs up to Hotshot GG. They did really well pulling out the 2-2, and they lost only to Cloud9 and EG. So they did really well in their games. I think that CLG, once they get Dexter back in their lineup with Link playing mid and everything, I think they're going to mesh really well. I think this team has so much potential, and they're going to do really well this season. I have high hopes for CLG right now, but them being in third place currently. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is going to be Curse. Curse started off the Super Week going really strong, going 2-0. Big props to them, but after that they kind of faltered a little bit, losing their next 2 games to TSM and CLG. Those games, it wasn't like they got completely shut out, you know, they did pretty well. They held their own for a little bit before the Gold League got too big at least, and then once the Gold League gets really big, it's really hard for any team to come back right now, but I definitely think that Curse can go do well. I think if they mesh together, once they get everything flowing into one single unit, Curse will be a really strong team, and maybe by the time Summer Split comes around, who knows, maybe they'll be a big contender for Worlds. But for right now, this team right now is like a little tadpole stage, and they really need to develop into the big frog that can go and lick and eat all little flies in the NALCS. But right now, big props to Curse. Hope they do well in the rest of the season. Also in third place is going to be Dignitas. You know, if you would have told me last week that Dig was going to be in third place, I would have laughed at you. I would have said, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about. We need to go back and watch some NALCS shit from the past, and you don't even know what you're talking about, you're an idiot. No, I'm the idiot, because they're in third place and they have a 2-2 record, and they beat Cloud9. Now, Cloud9 looks like the unstoppable team. You know, they were rolling through, they're steamrolling their week so far, and they beat TSM. You know, they were just doing super well, and then all of a sudden, boom! Dig beat Cloud9? What? And it was ridiculous too. It wasn't like Dig got lucky. It was not a lucky game for them, you know. They played solid that game. They had good objective control. Scar did well in his Gragas, and it was just an excellent game for Dig. So major props to them. This really shows that this team, when they get put together, they can be scary. If they are able to take out who I believe is honestly one of the strongest teams in NA right now, if not the strongest team in NA, if they can take them out, big props to Dig. I can't wait to see once they get everything going together. Once Cruiser and Kiwi Kid mesh with the team better and everything just becomes one solid unit, oh man, Dig might be returning to its glory days. Who knows? It's too soon to tell, but I really hope Dig does well. I'm a big believer in the underdog, and I really hope they pull it out. Dig struggled last split. They didn't do that well. So I really hope they do well this split. I hope they do well next split, and I hope they have a really strong showing in the LCS. And the next one in here that I was really shocked about is going to be Coast. Coast is also tied for third with a 2-2 record right now, and Coast is this new team on the rise. You know, they have Zion Spartan, who was a monster in this game when he played Nasus. Oh my goodness, he was a monster. They needed like so much people just to stop him. They have so many. I feel like they're another team who has a lot of threats. You know, they have Shifter, excellent mid lane player, excellent mechanics. He has very good game knowledge as well. With him and Zion Spartan carrying the 2 solo laners, I think that they have a lot of potential. This team is looking really good right now. If they continue to do this well in the LCS, I think the other teams better look out, because this is another team that's going to be on the rise. Alright, and tied for last is going to be XDG and EG Gaming. So, XDG, they went 1-3, which is what I predicted them to go. Now, even though they went 1-3, they did have some really strong showings in the game that they won against EG. Zuna did excellent on his Olaf. He did amazing in that game. In the next games where Zuna was jungling, it wasn't so well. You kind of could see the inexperience that he had in the jungle that he lacked. You could tell. But this is a very new thing for them, and I think after seeing what Zuna can do when they played against EG when they did well, I think that once everything gets better, once Zuna gets more accustomed to his role and Xfinity gets more accustomed to the role, I think that this team can really do well and be another top contender team in NALCS. But for right now, they have a lot of work to do. They gotta work on Zuna, they gotta work on Smithy, and they gotta work on pretty much everything, coming one whole unit again. But once they get all together, this team is definitely gonna be really strong. So another team to watch out for. And the last place, tied with XDG, what I really did not expect is EG Gaming. Now, I maybe overhyped them in my head after watching them in the promotion series, because they played really well in the promotion series. They 3-0'd their opponent, and they had excellent play. I think EG is going to be one of these teams where they just got to put it all together. Inox didn't really have that strong of a showing in the Super Week. He did a lot better in the promotion tournament. So once he gets rolling, once Pobota gets rolling, he didn't really have too strong of a week 2 as well. So once they get rolling and everything gets all put all together and the team can get more solid as a unit, EG can do well. I think they'll be very successful. Maybe not this split, but let's continue to work together. If they make it to the next split, they might be a really strong team by then. So just gotta keep an eye out for them. Alright, so now we're gonna talk about week 2 in the next coming week. Alright, so the first game of week 2 is going to be Team Dig against XDG, and right now I think Team Dig is kind of on steam, bro. I don't think XDG really has it all together quite yet. I think they're going to need maybe a couple more weeks before they get all rolling. So Team Dig is probably going to take this game against XDG. The second game is going to be Team Coast against Team Curse. I think both of these teams have a good chance of winning, although I think Curse is going to pull out slightly ahead and win this game against Team Coast. Although who knows, Coast might pull something out, but my head and my heart is going to be going to Curse. Alright, game 3 is going to be Team Dig against EG, and right now I don't think EG really has it all together quite yet. I think Team Dig still looking pretty strong. I think they're going to take this game against EG. Fourth game of the week is going to be TSM against COG. TSM, what can I say? There's nothing more you need to say. TSM is going to win, definitely. Alright, the fifth game on the next day is going to be XDG against EG, and this is the battle of the bottom of the totem poles right here. Although I think XDG is a more experienced team, I think they're going to pull it out together and take the win over EG. Alright, the next game is going to be Team Coast against TSM, and even though Team Coast is a pretty strong underdog team, TSM is going to pull out the Madhouse, Powerhouse, Birgerson, and they're just going to dominate the game. I think TSM is definitely going to win this one. Alright, after that, it's going to be Cloud9 making its first appearance in the week against Curse, and I think Cloud9 is definitely going to be taking this game. Although Curse, they might pull some crazy stuff out, catch Cloud9 off guard. Although, I think Cloud9 is going to win this game with some solid play. And the last game of the week is going to be Dig against CLG. And I think COG is going to win this game. I think COG, if they get Dexter back, they're going to win this game. If not, I think they might have a little bit more problems, and Dig possibly could win this game. This last one's going to be a toss-up. Who knows, but I'm going to put my money on COG. Alright, so after this second week is done, the standings are probably going to be looking something like this. Number 1 is going to be TSM with a record of 5-1. In second place is going to be Cloud9 with a record of 4-1. In third place is going to be Team Dig with a record of 4-3. Please, Dig, don't make me eat my words right here. In fourth place is going to be COG with a record of 3-3. Tied with Team Curse with a record of 3-3 as well. Tied for sixth place is going to be Team Coast and XDG, both with a record of 2-4. And the last place is going to be EG with a record of 1-5. Alright, so with all said and done, this is what I think the standings are going to look like at the end of week 2. If you liked it, make sure to drop a like. Drop a comment below as well. You can tell me if I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong, tell me whatever you want on your mind about your day, even if you want to. I don't really care. Anyways, this has been Captain Zeus, and peace out. Take care, you two.